Welcome back. Teal, Independent, Zali, Steggall and Allegra Spender are banding together to form a new political party. The new group, called Community Strong Australia, will follow an umbrella structure, meaning there is no leader and no obligation to vote along party lines. Joining us this afternoon on The Debrief is Emma Georgiadis from SAFM Breakfast in Adelaide and Leon Shergren from 101.9 The Fox in Melbourne. Good afternoon to both of you. Leon, do you think this is a good or bad idea? We know there is a lot of discontent with the current political system right now. Do you think this is a good move from the Teals?
I think it's a smart move from the Teals. I think by taking away an actual, one leader, I believe it's kind of taking the focus off, someone to blame. I take comedian Dave Hughes, for example. A lot of people get their political news from him right now with his crazy rants online. Who's he going to rant at when he hasn't got, one particular person to blame? I think just by having no face for this party, it's making it easier for people to sort of not sure who they're going to be angry at.
Emma, there has been some critics coming out and saying they're not okay with this because they voted for the independents because they were independent and didn't follow a political line. They've come out, Zali and Allegra, saying they won't be following one specific political line. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, look, Tash, we know a lot of people just aren't happy with the status quo at the moment. They're frustrated with the major parties. So I think they're jumping on board the One Nation bandwagon because they feel like they have no other option, even though they might not actually align with the values and policies of One Nation. So this could be the alternative. Maybe it could fill the gap that some Australians are looking for. I do think the fact, as Leon mentioned, that they have said that they aren't going to have a leader is interesting, that they plan to lead collectively. That's certainly a different model. So we're seeing a lot of things in Australian politics at the moment that we've never seen before. So, hey, they might just be onto something.
Certainly a shake-up underway at the moment. Also making news today, a new trend among employees is showing climbing the career ladder could soon be a thing of the past, with more workers choosing mental health and lifestyle over high-paying promotions. This is really interesting, Leon, but the majority of Australians right now are doing it so tough. They're just going to choose a job that pays because they've got to pay the bills.
Totally. I can't see anyone turning down a promotion. I think there's enough flexibility in workforces these days with, working from home or flexible hours and, power down days. I think even if you get a promotion, you can still find these, flexibilities to help with your mental health. I think that's, I can't see anyone turning down a promotion. I wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Emma, where do you stand on this?
Oh, it's the whole you work to live, not live to work, isn't it? Did I get that the right way around? Yeah, I think I did. But look, I think it depends a lot on what stage of life you're at. I'm a bit conflicted on this because I do think career is very important. It gives you that sense of fulfillment, that sense of purpose. But, for me, for example, I hustled hard for 20 years in radio saying yes to everything and anything just to open up opportunities. But now that I'm in that chapter of life where I'm a mum, do I want to burn the candle at both ends? I might have to say no to some things. So I think it really just depends on what season of life you're going through and the balance changes.
And certainly what your financial situation is. And lastly, this afternoon, the Socceroos have called on Australians to stop what they're doing tomorrow and tune in to their World Cup clash with Paraguay. Now, there are calls for employees to be allowed to watch the game from work and for students to watch it in class. I don't even know why I'm asking this question, Leon, because I kind of already know the answer.
Tash.
Exactly. Are you going to tune in? I mean, everyone's watching the news at noon, right? But
absolutely.
If we watch the game, should people have the option to watch it from work or school?
100%. I've speaking to a colleague of mine this morning. His kids are all watching the game from school. They're making them watch the game. And it's the last day in Victoria. It's the last day of school before school holidays. You're either going to wheel out the TV and watch Shrek 2, or you're going to put the game on. So why not be Australian and make sure you watch these the soccer guys win?
Yeah, and look, it's great. It's also wonderful we all come together to support a great sport and also get behind our country. Emma, are you going to watch it?
For sure, I'll be watching it, Tash. It's such an important cultural event for our country and global event. And as far as it goes with letting kids watch it, they absolutely should. I'm going to say when I was teaching, kids would watch the Olympics, or I'd even sometimes put on the Melbourne Cup for them. So like Leon said, they're going to be watching a movie on the last day of school as it is anyway, or doing some sort of fun free time activity. It may as well be the soccer.
Well said. You guys have a lovely day. Emma and Leon, thanks so much for joining us.
See you at the pub.
Thank you, Tash.